I've watched a lot of reviews before playing this game, and finally, after I managed to get my hands on it and then played it for some time, I thought I should make a real review for the game, unlike most of the videos out there which are mainly video comparisons between this version and the original. So if you never played the original game like myself, or even don't remember what it was all about, then I think that this video is for you. What's up everyone, and welcome to a new video. My name is Omar with Real Gamer Review, and today I'm reviewing Mafia Definitive Edition. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and liking the video and turn on the bell icon to see more videos like this one. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So as the title indicates, this game is all about the golden age of the Mafia. The game takes place in the fictional city of Lost Heaven, which is heavily based on the city of Chicago during the 1930s, as it was reportedly one of the epicenters of organized crime at that time. The story starts with you controlling Tommy Angelo, a taxi driver who joins the Mafia driven by certain events that I won't be mentioning for the sake of spoilers. As I mentioned before, the game is set in the 1930s during the Great Depression, and I feel like the game does a great job of delivering the feel and look of that era. Also, you will get a sort of the greatest hits vibe, seemingly inspired by popular gangster films. One other thing that I've liked about the story and the campaign is that the action starts right away from the very first mission, and there is no boring or repetitive side missions. Every mission is interesting and will keep you going back for more until the very last one. The campaign story will take you approximately 15 to 16 hours to complete depending on your gaming style, with a total of 20 missions which are based or pretty similar to the original to be more accurate. But of course, as you might already know, the game is built up from scratch by the developers. Not just an upgrade in textures and graphics as some other remakes, but we will be talking about that more later on. I don't think I should mention any more details when it comes to the story, as I don't want to spoil the mystery for you guys. But overall, for the story, it is pretty good and for sure worth playing. The only grievance that I have is that it doesn't offer any replayability value, as it doesn't have any kind of player choices that might affect the narrative. One very important thing I would like to emphasize for those of you who are not aware or are confused about this fact is that this game is not an open world game, at least till you finish the campaign, as the game will take you from one mission to another automatically after you complete each mission from the start of the game till the very end. Unlike Grand Theft Auto style, for example, where you have to go to a certain location to activate the mission and start playing it. You still move through the open world of the game during the missions, but only to drive from point A to B or to move on foot to follow the mission's instructions. This is not a deal breaker for me, but maybe it matters more to other people, so I thought I should mention it. The game has a good combat system when it comes to the hand-to-hand combat, melee weapons, or even different types of guns featured in the game. The hand-to-hand combat is a bit basic, with a dodge button that you press when the game animation to press it appears, and another button to beat the shit out of enemies. Simple but effective. And the same technique is used for the melee weapons. As for the guns, I would say they are pretty good to use, as they feel pretty awesome while using them, especially when using the machine gun, Tommy gun, or Thompson submachine gun to be more accurate. The trademark of weapons for that era. I think they did a pretty good job in replicating in the game how Tommy guns look, feel, and sound. Also, the shotgun is pretty good in this game. But when it comes to the aiming and firing itself, I would say it isn't that easy as other games, as some weapons are a bit tricky to use and might take some time to get used to. I personally liked how weapons act in the game, as I felt it gives a bit of a nostalgic and realistic feel. Some people didn't like it that much. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Now let's talk a bit about the driving, as it is one of the most important aspects of the game and you will be doing it a lot. As with most aspects of the game, the developers managed to nail the feeling and the handling of the cars in this game. How the car looks, the variety of different cars, how they handle on every corner with different speeds, and of course how they sound. They feel pretty realistic in how they handle. For example, going too fast will cause you to lose control over the car, not like some other open world games which are a bit more forgiving. There is also an option of a speed limiter if you want to be a law-abiding citizen in a Mafia game. Yeah. Well, another reason to use the speed limiter is that the police will start chasing you if you are playing the game on simulation mode for the police under the options menu, and you start overspeeding in front of them. You can always stop and bribe them if you are only on 1-star heat level, but still sometimes you just don't need the hassle. The game has a decent sized map if you are interested to have some fun and drive around after finishing the campaign. Not as big as Grand Theft Auto 5 for example, but still a decent size. So mainly when it comes to the overall gameplay, the game gets the balance right. You rarely feel overloaded with combat, with plenty of breaks in between to wander or drive around to your next mission or even make some conversations during the missions. This part is where the developers literally did some wonders. The game graphics and visuals are simply breathtaking for everything. The face animations, skin and face details, car models, and the overall city and environment. I mean, Mafia games were always a technical marvel when it comes to the visuals. Even with the original Mafia back in 2002, it was still ahead of most other games at the time. And they did it again with this part, especially with the face animations. Basically, Hangar 13 did an excellent job when it comes to that part, hands down. Another department where Hangar 13 did a very decent job. They simply chose all the correct soundtracks that can put you in the right mode while playing a Mafia game without overdoing it. The music just comes in the right moments, and sometimes it is subtle but still very effective in the key moments of the game. As for the audio and sound effects, I would still say they did a good job, but my only comment is that some of the guns in the game sound a bit too soft, unlike other games' gun sound effects. But still, it is not that big of a deal. Here are a few clips from the game so you can check out the sound effects.
That's good of you. Thanks.
Not just the booze we supply, Tom, it's the places we deliver to. The dames they got in these places. There's tables, there's food, there's skirt. Some way to live.
Bert's in trouble. There's something up with his car. Lichtenberg is out. The favorite is out.
Where you going there, sweet cheeks?
Back off.
Great. Some kind of fish, ain't ya?
Get away from me. Moving into cover. Got a guy hit the floor. Tommy, look out.
Although the game still depends on the original Mafia main story and missions, which can slightly give you the feeling of that era's game vibe. But still, the overall build up from scratch for all the other aspects and modernizing some of the missions definitely makes up for that. And it just simply gives us a fresh, very good experience of a Mafia game. I would totally recommend giving this game a try if you are in the market for a new single player campaign based game. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to watch more videos like this one.